Hi guys, well I'm excited to bring you two new Olight flashlights today, the S30R and the one we're going to be looking at in this video, which is the S10R Baton, a 600 lumen compact light powered by a single RCR 123A rechargeable battery. Very cool little baton, and without further ado, let's get it unboxed and see what comes with it. Okay, so the S10R Baton has gone through 3 generations. This is the latest one, just coming out at the moment. You can see there it is a rechargeable variable output side switch LED flashlight, 15 days maximum runtime, IPX8 waterproof to 2 meters as per usual with these Olights, and boasting a throw of 118 meters, powered by one RCR 123A battery. On the side here you can see it includes the battery, the charging dock and lanyard. We'll look at all those things. Applications, well, you don't need me to tell you that. We'll get the light out and have a look at it in a second. One other thing to note, 5-year warranty on all these Olight batons. That's pretty much standard. And on the back, let's have a quick look at the specs. I'll hold this up here. Oh, let me get rid of this piece of tape for you so you can actually see. I'll hold this up in case you wish to pause and read, if I can get it to focus. There you go. And I'll show you a bit more of the features. And lastly, let's have a look at the specs together. Now you can see there it's boasting a high output of 600 lumens on turbo for 1.5 minutes, dropping down to an hour's worth of 300 lumens, or medium mode for 120 lumens for 160 minutes, or right down to moon mode of 0.5 lumens for 15 days. Which is pretty impressive, really. You can see there a couple other specs, and yeah, that's about it really. All fairly standard stuff. If you've seen me review any of these Olight batons, particularly rechargeable ones before, all this will be fairly standard to you, but we're going to go through it again anyway. I always say this, but the Olight packaging never fails to impress me. It's so straightforward, it's exactly to the point, everything is where it needs to be. It's obviously been designed by someone who actually knows what they're doing, unlike a lot of products, not to name any names, but it's just, you know, it's simple. It's an enjoyable experience unboxing these, and if you're, I'm lucky enough to be in the position that they send me these lights to review, but if you're paying your hard-earned money for it, and these are not cheap lights by any means, then you're going to be pleased with it from the moment you start opening it, and I think that's the way it should be, right? So straight away you get a README, which is basically just telling you there is a protective insulating film between the battery and the terminal and the light, so it doesn't drain itself during its storage, transit, or time on the shelf. Pull out, so we will do that. We'll pull everything out here. That's everything in the box. Get rid of that. You'll see we have the light mounted up front here. In the back we have this separate little box. We have a user manual. Don't know if we will need to refer to that, but we might do. We have a little product guide for other similar lights. We have the little insulating film, which I already removed from this one. We have a USB charging cable, and we have one of these neat little Olight lanyards that you get with all these lights. Just unwrap that for you for a second. Oops. So that'll come off there. And it's just a basic little neoprene lanyard, but even this feels very high quality. And if you like to carry your light on a lanyard or put it in your pocket with this on your belt so you don't lose it, then you have the option. It's nice that they give you these little extras, and like I say, all this stuff is pretty standard, I find, with all these lights. They do not skimp on the extras, which is always quite nice. So pull that out of there. I'm going to quickly show you this first, because I kind of forgot it in the S30R review that I did. I filmed this a few minutes ago. I don't know when you'll see it. We have in here this very sexy little object, which is the Olight desktop charger, or desk dock, I guess you'd call it. And it's basically a little UFO looking thing. It has a USB in and out, so you can daisy chain these together if you've got multiple lights or devices to charge. Olight branding on the front there. 3 little suckers on the bottom, which means that it's going to stick nicely onto your desk or your car dashboard or whatever you want to use it for. Magnetic plate here for your charging. So one of the best features of these lights is that they have magnetic tail caps. So that basically snaps right on there. I will show you that right now. In fact, why not? Let's go ahead and get the light off the card here. And of all the Olight flashlights I've been lucky enough to handle and to play with and to use, these little stubby batons are by far my favorite. They're very cool looking lights. I just love the aesthetics of them. They're very functional. Their output is amazing for the size, and they're just by far my favorites. So yeah, I'll quickly show you how the charging dock works before we forget. I have another one of these docks over here, which is already plugged into a portable battery pack. Let's go ahead and turn that on. You see 3 little blue lights there. So of course you have your dock here. Try and get this on camera for you guys. And then you're just going to come along with your light and snap it on there. Simple as that. Now if your light is needing some juice, it will come up red. And of course you can see the magnetic base at work there, holding this securely in place. Once the light's charged, that will go green, or if there's no light on it, it will go green. So simple as that. Very neat little system. Works very, very well. And yeah, just a nice little touch. They include that charger, and again, as with everything Olight, I know I keep going on about this, but it feels to the touch like it's been designed. It looks like it's been designed with a purpose, and by someone who's actually taken some time and put some thought into it, which is nice to find. And I did mention these aren't cheap lights. I mean, this is around about $65 I think it is on Amazon at the moment, so it's not a super budget light by any means, but you do get a lot for your money. So you can see there on the side, Olight S10RIII Baton, the usual knurled finish on the aluminum body, neoprene side switch there with the trademark blue bezel around it, blue bezel around the main lens, of course, as you see on all of these. Very attractive looking lights, these. I think you can see the light playing on the color there. Deep carry pocket clip, very deep, almost up to the end of the head of the light here. And we're not only going to look at this one, we're going to contrast it a little bit with another stubby baton I have here. This one is, let's just turn it around so you can see the S10R baton, and on top here with the S10R. So there's so many of these, it's not even funny, guys, but pretty similar lights, slight difference. I own a couple of these S10Rs. I've had them for a little while, and huge fans. I say these are the size and form factor that I really love from Olight. You can see this new guy is a little bit longer and a little bit bigger. We'll get into the comparison in a little bit, but you can see there's a bit of a difference inside there. So yeah, slightly different lights, slightly different prices. We'll come back to him in a second. So the S10R, the tail cap removes to access the battery. You just unscrew it, and in here we have positive side out. We have little Olight's own RCR123A, which they are rating at 650 mAh at 3.7 volts, and plenty powerful it seems indeed. So it's a nice touch that Olight provide the rechargeable batteries with all their lights, and that they have their own ones to go in it. I just think that makes it much more of a polished kind of package. So let's go ahead and look at activation. This guy, I think, now, let me just turn it off for a second. I'll show you something. So I have now locked out the light, and that's one of the nice features of these and most of their more premium kind of lights, is they do have a lockout feature. So I've locked it out, so if I press the button, you'll see there's nothing happening up there. If you look on the side, you might be able to see a little red glowing ring there. I don't know how clear that is, but you'll see a little red glowing ring, and it should disappear in a second. There you go. It'll disappear again. That's basically just warning you, or not warning you, but alerting you to the fact that the light is locked out, and that's why you're not getting anything out of it. If I hold my finger down on there again, it should come back into moonlight mode, you can see there. And we can hold our finger down on the button to cycle through the modes. You'll see it come up on the backdrop. I mentioned this in my review of the S30R. I keep banging on about this video I'm going to do where I showcase all the Olights that I own and do beam comparisons and all the rest of it. So this is just an overview, guys. We're not going to do any beam shots in here, but I am going to produce that video for you soon, I do promise. Once our weather gets a little bit better, I will get out on a clear night and try and do some comparisons so we can look at this light. We can look at the S10R and all the other ones that I have. So you can see there a feature I talked about in the review of the S30R. I don't know which of these I'm going to post first, guys. You see that bright blue ring between the glass, the lens, and the start of that beautiful blue bezel. What I've found is that that actually glows. If we shut this off, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Probably not. It's not really visible on camera. It's visible to the naked eye. There's basically a glowing ring around there, and I'm still not sure if that's intentional, so you can locate the light in the dark, or whether it's just the glue that is used to basically affix the lens to the bezel, or what it is that's glowing. But there's a bright blue, Olight blue glowing ring around in there, and very cool it looks too. Although I say, sorry, I'm afraid the camera's not picking up on that. So the controls on all of these are very consistent with how the controls work on all these Olight lights. and they work in a very nice kind of systematic way, I guess you would say. So always a double press on the activation switch will put us straight into turbo. You can see there. A triple press will put us into strobe, so strobe warning, guys. Okay, and a long hold on the button will basically start us off in moonlight every single time. Keep holding it and it will cycle through the modes. So simple as that. Really nice, intuitive interface. Doesn't need to be more complicated than that. It just works well. So now the bad news. Let's have a little look at this in comparison with the S10R. Well, it's not really bad news, but it's something that may put you off. This S10R a little bit. Now the S10R is one of my favorite lights. I've done reviews on this. You can find them on my channel. They look pretty similar. They run on the same battery. Everything seems similar. This is about $65. This is about $60. This comes with a nice portable charger. I'm afraid I don't have one at hand right now to show you, but it comes with a much smaller charging unit that's basically not much larger than the base here. It snaps on, but same idea, they're fully rechargeable. This one comes with a dock, of course, even though it's a cheaper version. This one comes with a nice plush bag, which I know isn't a big thing, but it is an extra. This doesn't. So a couple of extras on here for your extra $5. So what's the difference in spec, you ask? Well, let's find the box for both and just take a quick look and see if you guys notice any differences. So here is the S10R on the left and the S10R on the right. I'll hold up the fronts of the boxes. Anyone notice any differences there? Vertically dyslexic maybe, because this one is rated at 600 lumens max output and this is rated at 900. Now, I'm no battery expert, but I can't find any difference between the batteries being used in these. This one's putting out 145 meters of throw, this one's putting out 118. So look at the back and check the modes. You can see there 900 lumens for half a minute and 55 minutes at 300, or 300 lumens for 60 minutes. So 120 lumens for 160 minutes, okay, yeah, there's a bit of a difference there. Or 12 lumens for 33 hours, 12 lumens for 33 hours, 0.5 lumens for 15 days, 0.5 lumens for 15 days. So it looks to me as if the upper modes here on this version we're looking at today are based a little bit more around stamina. So you've got this, the key difference I see here is this 120 lumens for 160 minutes. That's more of a That's a functional amount of light for a longer period. 300 lumens is nice, but it's a little bit unnecessary maybe, although you do have that 60 lumens for 4.5 hours. But this is a little bit more for stamina, I would say, and a little bit less for throw. Again, once we get out to look at the beams in the field, we might see a few more differences. But for me, this one, which is running on, I should note, the Cree XML2 LED, and this one over here, I don't know if it mentions the LED being used, does it? Where did it say? Oh, I've lost it, guys. Hopefully you can see it in there. No. Oh yeah, there we go. The brand new, highly energy efficient SST40 LED from Luminous. So it's a change of basically the LED, but I'm not seeing the advantage really, because we're not seeing vastly greater run times on this. Well, we're not really any greater on the lower modes, and on here we have that much higher max output. So to me, it seems like a bit of a no-brainer, unfortunately, and that the S10R would be where you should spend your money. I mean, $5 is $5, but for the smaller form factor, higher output, I think slightly better aesthetics with that slightly narrower head on the light than the S10R, I would go with S10R all day. So that's not to say the S10R is a bad light by any means. It is, it's a powerhouse in itself. There it is in comparison with Victorinox Pioneer. Let's look at it in comparison with a standard AA battery, just to give you some idea of scale. See there. And yeah, so overall an excellent light. I think that covers pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today, guys. We will get out and have a look at these and see how they perform in the real world. And until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I will try and get back to you and do my best to answer them. So hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching. I will be back with more videos soon. Cheers.